Let's talk about the demonization and misinformation of cluster B personality disorders. The first one I'd like to mention is borderline personality disorder, also known as emotionally unstable personality disorder. People have been fake claiming others on the internet, and don't get me wrong, people do fake disorders. However, we are just internet strangers. You can't know if someone does or doesn't have a disorder just based on what they post. The main excuse I see people using as a way to justify fake claiming is because teenagers on the internet have claimed to have the disorder. Which the idea that teenagers can't get diagnosed with BPD is actually misinformation. It is rare for teenagers to be diagnosed with BPD, however, it is not impossible. The youngest age someone has to be for the diagnosis is 13, but I do want to clarify that the age someone can get diagnosed will depend on your country, state, and clinician. And the demonization I see people with BPD face has mostly come from other cluster B people. They often say people with BPD are abusive, and don't get me wrong, some people with BPD can be abusive, but to say their disorder is what makes them abusive is completely bullshit. And I know you people with narcissistic personality disorder can relate, as others without personality disorders throw you under the bus when it comes to people talking about their toxic ex, who aren't even diagnosed with it. They just use narcissist like a buzzword. And let's be honest, people with BPD sometimes act like they're better than people with NPD, and I need you borderlines to wake up and realize you're in the same cluster for a reason.
But I feel empathy, so that makes me better.
No, it doesn't, because we still have our emotional outburst, and that hurts people, and even if we feel bad afterwards, at some point it just happens again and again when we're not in treatment. And a lot of the empathy some of you claim to have isn't real empathy and is actually self-pity due to your fear of abandonment. Not because you're actually sorry.
But I don't think I'm better than others, unlike narcissist.
Then you obviously don't know anything about narcissistic personality disorder, because in reality a lot of narcissists are actually insecure. The reason why narcissists pretend they're better is because they're afraid if they show themselves they'll get hurt, so they hide it behind superiority complex, even though it's not reality. Let's be honest, the only difference in the way we treat people with NPD and ASPD is that we victimize BPD and demonize NPD and ASPD. Also, narcissistic abuse isn't a thing. What you're looking to describe is emotional abuse. That's like saying depressive abuse just because a depressed person abused you, but we don't, because we know mental disorders don't make someone inherently abusive. Yes, mental disorders can enhance the abuse. Like if someone with an addiction refused treatment even if they know they need it, and they end up violent while having a bad trip. Then yes, they are abusive, not because they have an addiction, but because they denied treatment despite knowing they need it. I think I'll wrap up this video here. I will talk more about these things in later videos.